snack food company, barrel of fun potato chips, in Perm, welding, building, maintaining equipment, never sold anything before in my life, high school education, and actually have a learning disability. I have dyslexia. And so, when I went to school, it wasn't understood. I was put in all these special classes, having tests read to me, and kids making fun of me, and parents were frustrated. Teachers didn't think I was trying, and so when I got out of school, I mean, I had no self-esteem, I had no self-confidence. I really almost tried to be invisible, just be that good kid that never got called on, and they pushed me through. And so when I got the job at this potato chip factory, eventually became a supervisor of that division, maintenance. I mean, I thought I had the best job that I'd ever possibly get. And so, I remember, my first introduction to the industry.
Yeah.
A friend of mine invited me out to look at this water filter. And, given my background, no sales, but maintenance, real mechanical, I thought he wanted me to build a display or, see if the product was of quality. And there were 5 of us there that night. These 2 suits came down from Minneapolis. And I was an hour and a half late for the meeting because I had a breakdown at the plant. And I could see just the disappointment in these 2 suits from Minneapolis. We just waited an hour and a half, for this guy. But that's a lesson there, because you just don't know, who has the goodies, who wants to change their life. And I mean, I got turned on that night. I bought 4 of these water filters that night, wrote a check, $480. And I was engaged at the time, getting married. That was in November. I was getting married December 17th.
Okay.
So I come home to my fiance.
A lot of people say you can't build in the holiday season.
Yeah. I
proved that wrong, right?
Yeah. I mean, I came home with these 4 water filters. My fiance was furious with me because she knew I must have wrote a check. And I said, don't worry, they're going to hold it till Friday. That was payday.
Yeah.
And then I went on to share that I was going to invest $5,000, which she didn't think would be a possibility. But where there's a will, there's a way. I found the money, and it just
pause for 1 second before you continue that. A lot of people today are saying, you know what, $1,000, I can't afford it. It's a tough economy. It's this, it's that. $500 to join a business. $1,000 to join a business. You expecting me to get $300 worth of sales tools? Are you crazy? When we started, and this is we walked to school every morning in the snow, uphill both ways story. But when we started, it was $5,000 to join. I came up with $5,000. You know how I did it? I borrowed it from my dad. $5,000 to join a business, and that was in the late 80s. So what is that today?
$15,000,
$15,000, $20,000 today, and people are whining about finding $1,000 in this economy. Please, get over that. You're never going to find a better way to be able to start a life and create a business for yourself for real than what you can do in this economy. I mean, what is it? Your opportunity today? What is it? What's the most you can spend?
But with tax and freight, you're about $1,500.
$1,500. I mean, $1,500. There's $500. There's $1,000. I mean, let go of that limiting belief that in this economy, gosh, it's a lot to ask people, because that's not true.
So the best way to get started in the company I'm with today, $1,500. But I wish it was $15,000 to quit.
Right.
Right. I think back. I started with $5,000. 20 years ago, and I think of the challenges. The naysayers, the people trying to constantly steal your dream. Here I am in this little rural community in Minnesota. It's been very easy for me to quit. Mm-hmm. And I think that if I would have invested $100, $200 20 years ago, I don't think I'd be here today. Mm. I couldn't afford to lose that $5,000. But I probably could have afforded to lose a couple hundred. I'd have, just said the first obstacle, I'd have abandoned it, I'd have went back to work.
Yeah, and your fiance looks at you and says, what? You're going to go, okay, honey, we lost a few $100.
Yeah.
But you were invested.
Yeah, that's why, I think that's one of the things that comes back to belief.
Yep.
It's so easy for people to quit. They'll spend 40 years working a job.
Yeah.
And what do they end up with at the end? They won't give network marketing 4 months.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that when people enter network marketing, they think they're going to be a millionaire overnight.
Yeah. Why is that? They don't expect it when they start a lawn mowing business. They don't expect it if they buy a dry cleaning business. They don't expect it if they do anything. But when they come into network marketing, for some reason, they expect that if they don't make immediate money, then this thing doesn't work.
It's the craziest thing.
Do you think we're part of that? Do you think we, as a profession, are part of that by setting unrealistic expectations in presentations and making unreasonable claims?
Well, I mean, I think there are definitely people within the industry that do make unrealistic claims. I think, but I think for the most part, I mean, I know that when people ask me how much can I earn, and I say somewhere between 0 and a bunch.
Yeah.
I don't know your skill sets. I don't know what your commitment level is. I don't know what your credibility is. But I can tell you this, that you can do better here than anywhere else. I mean, I was thinking about this because we all have days that we're frustrated. But if you want to sit back and think about it, there is nothing I could ever imagine doing that would provide the type of complete success that network marketing. I mean, from time freedom to recognition to the financial aspect of it. Because, I mean, if you compare yourself, I mean, actors and athletes, I mean, they sacrifice their freedom for stardom.
Sure.
You look at a small business owner, I mean, they have no time. I mean, they're the first ones in, the last ones to leave, and most likely the last ones to get paid. Mm-hmm. Stockbrokers, real estate agents, I mean, they live their whole life by demand of their clients. And a downturn in the market can cause complete havoc in their life. So when you look at network marketing, if they truly embrace it, and this comes back to that belief. I mean, you can tell. I mean, I flat out, to my inner being, believe there's not a better profession in the industry or in the world.